Hey you guys! Welcome back to another Vital Buzz Magic the Gathering Arena video. Because the first video did so well, it did well for my standards at least anyway, I felt that it was worthy of putting another video out. So, I will show you the deck that I have built. I have called it Death and Destruction, and I will go into the deck so you can see exactly what I have included in it. For those of you viewers that aren't familiar with my channel, if you could hit that massive like button, that would go a long way. It is very much appreciated as always, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel, VitalBuzzSolution, you can do as well. So I wanted to get that part out of the way with first, and then we can concentrate on the game itself. So in this deck, it is basically built around creatures that have the ability of Death Touch, and cards that destroy creatures and remove creatures and basically cause mass destruction. So in the deck I have 2 Twilight Panthers, 4 Knight of the Ebon Legion, 4 Vampire of the Dying Moons, 2 Orzhov Enforcers, 2 Dispark, 3 Pitless Pontiff, 1 Gideon Blackblade, 3 Luminous Bonds, 1 Unbreakable Formation, 3 Murder, 3 Mortify, 2 Chromatic Lanterns, 1 Kaya's Wrath, 1 Seraph and the Scales, 2 Bond of Discipline, 2 Planar Cleansing, I believe that's how you pronounce it, 2 Feral Abominations, 1 Finale of Glory, I should say, and then we've got a lot of land and multicoloured lands, so there we go. That is the deck, basically in a small nutshell. I've had a few games with it, with mixed levels of success. So, depending on who we're paired up against, will determine whether or not we will get absolutely spanked, or if we come out triumphant. It really just depends. But I've basically built this deck with the cards that I had at my disposal. I'm sure there are better cards available that I need to unlock, but I just don't have them at the moment. But I wanted to do another Magic video because it has been a long time, and it is just waiting for the right opportunity as well, because I felt the first video did okay actually. It did enough to warrant me putting out some more videos, so hopefully we'll be able to get more videos of Magic out in the future. So let's have a look and see what we've got to start off with. We've got 4 lands, so that's quite generous. At least we've got something to start us off with at the moment, which is good. This is the pièce de résistance, as we call it, Planar Cleansing. When everything is going absolutely tits up, and I mean tits up, belly up, everything not going my way, I can just basically, excuse the French, piss on my opponent's plans and wreck everything, not just for myself but for him as well, and wipe the board with everything. So we'll get some land on the deck. We shall return the compliment. Hello, nice to meet you too. So you've got a white deck actually, have you? Okay, that's fine. Might as well place a swamp down and start placing some deathly creatures onto the battlefield, so on and so forth. I have been tinkering with a few other decks, and I've got 1 or 2 ideas for future videos as well, which I'm really excited about. But I find that I kind of need to prep the actual decks and the cards and do a little bit of research and experimentation before I actually implement those ideas and put them into action. Because the last thing I want to do is put videos out that don't really warrant me putting them out, that are rubbish and no good and utter crap, and I don't particularly want to do that because it'd be wasting my time and your time, and that's the last thing I want to be doing. So we shall hopefully have quite a bit of content to come out, good content, because there are some other channels, other people that do some really good Magic videos, and I'm not trying to compete with them at all on any level. I'm just hopefully just trying to do my own thing. which is what it's all about. And hopefully you guys enjoy and appreciate the content that I put out for you to enjoy, or at least try to enjoy. Because I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But saying so, it would be nice if I was somebody's cup of tea. What have we got here? Okay, let's start peeing on the strawberries. There we go. Destroyed. Bye-bye. Get gone. Not really much else I can do. It's just enchantment sorceries that are at my disposal and plenty of land. There's one thing I really, really hate about this game. It's just a small little niggling inconvenience, we'll call it. But that comes with any game that you play on the internet or online, and you don't actually have a live interaction. For example, like a typical card game, you'd have a pack of cards, wouldn't you? And you could shuffle them up and they'd be randomised, excuse me, in a particular order. Whereas on a computer, it is just computerly generated. It's randomly computerly generated. So it's not necessarily randomised in a fair order. So you'll, for example, like here, I'll probably get tons of land, loads of instants and sorceries. There we go, that's a prime example. But no creatures. Where the heck are my creatures in this deck? Seriously, I picked enough to put out as a competitive deck, and I've not hit a single one, apart from Orzhov Enforcer. But guess what? He has been enchanted. He can't attack or block, so what use is that? So, we're going to return the compliment. You, my friend, can't attack or block with good old Boros. So he's just going to have to sit there and look pretty now for the rest of the game. You see, what's good for you is also good for me as well, and vice versa. What's good for me is good for you. You know, ha ha ha, hardy ha, dee dee do. Yep, that's what I'm here for, just to pile on the misery. And essentially that's what this deck's built around. Piling on the misery. You will hate me at the end of this game. At least that's the idea anyway. But we are basically in the hand of the magic gods. It just depends what cards we get drawn out at what time. Really? You can't tell me that you've shuffled this deck, because to me it looks like you've just placed a load of instants and sorceries on top of this pile with some lands, and I bet you all my creatures are on the bottom. It's just so infuriating. What's this? Artifact equipment. Can I actually get rid of it? Should we? I'm not sure if I can use Mortify. Can I get rid of it? No. No, I can't. Because it is an artifact. It doesn't state. It just says it. And enchantment. Destroy creature enchantment. Destroy all creatures. You gain life equal to the number of creatures you control that were destroyed this way. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Can't do anything else at the moment, so we'll do that. Get rid of everything. Gain a bit of life, and I get a token. Win-win. We're basically wiping the slate clean, which, funny enough, this card does a pretty good job of. It more than cleans and wipes the slate completely. It polishes it out for you as well. Oh, yeah, I'm just laughing at my own jokes. Just ignore me. I'm just laughing at my own sheer stupidity. Yeah. And probably the inevitable failure that's going to happen at some stage. I'm trying to find that word, isn't it, from there? But let's put up good old Giddy Up Gideon on the battlefield. So, yeah, he's just going to chill out there, wait for the next turn, and hopefully he'll start dishing out some punishment. But I've only got one Gideon in this deck, really, so really I could do with probably a few more Gideons. Just imagine what I could do. 4 creatures with the choice of, is it Vigilance, Indestructible, or let's let's have a look. Up to one target creature gains your choice of vigilance, lifelink. That was the other one. So he is quite a useful card to have in your deck. It's just a shame I've only got one of him at the moment. So what you're going to do? Target creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. Fine, yeah. That did nothing. That's fine. I'm not going to do anything there because there's nothing I can really do, so we'll just move on to the combat phase. Let's see if we can swing in for a cheeky shot. Yeah, we'll go to damage. Boom. Take 4 off, pass the turn. Well, we've got options at the moment. Plus, Knight of the Ebon Legion gets a nice +1/+1 counter, which is always very helpful. I do try and put a little bit of thought and detail into when I'm building these decks to try and get cards that complement each other and actually work with each other rather than against. So, yeah, that is a prime example right there. We're just waiting to see what's enchanted creature without fight. Can't attack or block, and it's not going to be. Okay, you're playing that trick again, are you? Fair enough. You want to do that, you do that. That's your prerogative. I'm not bothered. You know, I probably won't get another creature now for another 5 turns because I'll probably get an instant and sorcery. But that's fine. You know, if you want to just do your own thing, then you know, just tie my creatures down. That's perfectly fine. You know, we'll find another way. Yeah. Man, I just hate being right all the time. I mean, really, what am I meant to do with this? My opponent doesn't have any creatures. You know, I can't do anything with that. You know, thank God I've got Giddy Up Gideon. You know, hopefully at least he's going to be my saving grace. So, we'll swing him for a cheeky 4, hopefully. That's providing he hasn't got anything up his sleeve. Yeah. But he's indestructible. Why? Surely the penny hasn't dropped there. You're trying to destroy a creature that's indestructible. Come on. Read the descriptions. You know, if you want to continue wasting your cards on a creature that you can't kill, then fine. You know, I'm all for that. But just remember, you know, he is indestructible for a reason. Come on, man. Attacking non-human creatures you control it, plus one have trample. That's an enchantment. Okay. But the only problem with that is you don't have any creatures on the battlefield. Come on. Seriously. You need to do something. Because I'm just going to continue swinging for 4 all the time. And the way this game's going at the moment is probably going to be one of the easiest matches I've ever come across. Come on. Put some creatures on the table. Because surely you've got to have some creatures somewhere. So what's he got? A Shining Arm. It's flash. When Shining Arm is above it, attach it to target knight you control. So he's got to have some knights somewhere in his deck. Attacking non-human creatures as well. Okay. So what's this? Enters the battlefield. Draw a card. Enchanted creature has flying. So resolve. Okay. So what are you doing? So you've made my creature flying. Even though I can't use it. Okay. It'd be funny if he placed it on the other knight and made it flying. Oh. I think... Oh. No, I'm not. I'm not going to be cruel on this because I am just. Everybody has their own method, but this I do not understand. Really, I do not understand what my opponent is trying to achieve here. But I'm hoping for his sake, whatever he's got planned, it's something really tasty and juicy up his sleeve. Because after this turn, if he doesn't do something, he's going to be it's going to be game over as far as he's concerned. So let's swing with Gideon. Has he really removed that enchantment? Oh my gosh, he has an all. Really? Oh no. What have you done? This game's set and match, this is. Oh, I can't believe he's done that. Oh. Something tells me that... You know that thing where I was talking about planning and prepping your deck if you're doing a recording or a video, or just in general actually playing a game? I think that's a prime example there of someone not really paying attention to what they've got in the deck and what the cards actually entail. Because I'm sure he tried to play 2 cards which he wanted to try and remove Gideon, but failed to realise that he was indestructible. So it really does pay that you actually read what the cards do before you actually do something, because essentially you're just wasting them. So yeah, I don't know what on earth was going off there with that particular game, but we'll see how we're doing for time anyway, and we might squeeze in another game, because I felt that was a little bit one-sided, which is a bit unfair. I think it's unfair anyway, because yeah, he just didn't have a clue what he was doing. She was doing. No disrespect to them, but really, it was a bit too easy for me. Which was my saving grace, really, because to be fair, I didn't really have many creature cards. So I think I got away with that one quite lightly. But anyway, we're moving on. It's a new game. Hopefully one that will be quite entertaining. And we can have a few laughs and giggles along the way. So let's have a look at our opening hand and see what we've got. A couple of swamps, a godless shrine. So let's see what mana we've got to spend. Cast on creatures. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine with that. It gets us rolling. At least we haven't got anything that's too expensive. So it gets us rolling off the board. So anyway, while I was talking about expensive cards and mana costing, what one of my ideas was for doing some videos was I was going to experiment with the idea of seeing if, mind you, should I actually tell you or shouldn't I? You know what? Would it spoil the surprise? You know what? I'm just going to keep it a surprise for the moment because, you know, if you want to find out what I've got up my sleeve, you're just going to have to, you're just going to have to stick around and wait and keep an eye out for the next video that comes out, because I think I will do... Because it's not just one video I'll be doing, I think there's a few that's sort of themed along this idea. So I am going to be doing a video next time related to this particular topic. So you're just going to have to keep an eye out for another one of my videos. We'll enter that tapped. And I promise you, it will be a laugh. I certainly hope it will be a laugh, because one way it will work and I will be a genius, or it will just fail. We'll just laugh at it how completely hopeless my idea was. So, you know, either way, I'm definitely going to win out of it. But you just have to wait and see. I thought, shall I tell you? I was in two minds of telling you, and then I decided in the end, well, actually, no, I'll be spoiling the surprise. So, you know, you got to leave something, haven't you? I can't just go spilling the beans all the time. It just wouldn't be fair. The finale glory. Tokens of auto more creatures with flight. So what do I need? If X is 10, so that's your mana. Okay, so if I've got 10 mana. Right, so I think we'll be hanging on to that card for the time being. Because I like the idea of 4/4 flying angels. Are the angels? Yeah, white angels. So let's see what mana we can spend. Yeah, we'll get this Twilight Panther out. And we'll get one of the Enforcers as well. Get a bit of board presence going. What's he got there? Spirit attacks, it deals 1 damage to player. Planeswalker, it's attacking. Okay. We don't really need to attack just yet. I tend to like hanging back a little bit. Just in case he actually plays a tougher creature, because Death Touch is handy for removing any creatures that have tougher power than against the creature that I'm using to defend. But this looks like, yeah, it's a red mono deck that I'm facing. So he's got haste, yeah. Can be a nuisance, red mono. You know, it doesn't really give you much of a chance to sort of get a foothold in the game because it's just constantly in your face all the time. And here we go. I'm just going to get bombarded with flying meatballs of flame in my face, which is nice. So, yeah, what you're going to do, you're just going to be swinging for everything. You know what? Let's just block with everything. You block that. You block that. You just... yeah, block that. Just block. Yeah, do that. That's fine. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you very much. What have we got here? Destroy all creatures. There, that's just removing all creatures from the battlefield. Enchant creature cannot attack or block. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. Sacrifice another creature, put this against Death Touch and destructible until end of turn. Okay, yeah, I think we'll hang on to that for the time being. We'll get another Enforcer on the battlefield because I want to hang on to some of these cards, especially the Finale Glory. Ideally, you want to get as much mana down for that as possible. 10 ideally, but we'll just see. Yeah, we'll swing in for everything. Otherwise, we're going to end up falling behind in this game. Yeah, go to damage. Okay, so we're going to need to do something about that enchantment. We could do with Mortify. I had 2 of them in the last game. Otherwise, that's just going to keep dishing out punishment every time. What does he do? Control. Whenever you get your words out. Whenever a creature you control with bottom pass attacks, yeah. Deals 1 damage to play, yep, so he's going to be playing a lot of cheap cards. Oh, great. And he's got another one now. So I definitely need Mortify at some point. Otherwise, this game is going to run to a very premature conclusion. Not for the right reasons either. So what we got here? No. Not bothered. Let's hope we're going to get something nice, big and tasty that will come out. Hey! It looks like someone's just read my mind! Thank you! So let's use Mortify. Get rid of one of these enchantments. Bugger off. Thank you. Not interested. What's that? Spend this mana only to cast a Chamber Planeswalker spell. Okay. We could swing in actually. We could block. But you do have Death Touch. So. Could swing in for 2 actually. Or should I swing in for 1? Should we swing in for 1? 2? It just depends. He may think, you know what, I'm not bothered. You know what? Let's just swing him for 2 and see what he does. Because he may decide to block. We may not, but that's fine. That's okay. Because if he does swing with his elemental, at least I'll block with that and might just let the 2 through for the Ember Cat. But I'm trying to weigh everything up at the moment just to make sure that my opponent doesn't run away with this game too quickly, and we sort of keep it on a fairly level playing field at the moment until we are able to gain the advantage, so to speak. While he's thinking, I'm just going to have a slurp of this bubblegum flavoured bar drink, which is nice. There we go. That's fine. But saying that, though, I could play Luminous Bonds, which would make sense. Tie down his Ember Cat. Can't attack a block. Thank you. We're waiting. Yes, you cannot attack or block with that creature anymore. Might as well swing him for all, actually. Go for it. And I'm not really too bothered whether or not if he blocks or if he lets the damage through. Because essentially, I think we've got the upper hand at the moment. But as magic works, and I'm sure you guys are fully aware, that can all change. And it can change very quickly. Okay, that's fine. What you got there? Scampering Scorcher. And more elementals, so that's fine. We could do probably another white land. So we could do a wiping the board. If this is the method that he's going down, this could get out of hand very quickly. So yeah, it looks like he's going to be swinging in for all 3. So that's going to be 3 damage plus an additional 3 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that's going to be 6 damage. Ouch. Actually 4. Followed by another 4. So we need a white land. A plains ideally. So we can just wipe the board clean. Come on. Use the power of the mind. Give me a land. Oh my goodness, it's like someone's just reading my mind. I just love it. You beauty. Thank you. So we'll place that on the ground, and you know what? We're going to piss on your strawberries. Because essentially, we're just going to wipe the board with everything. And guess what? I gain life as well. And I gain some tokens. Right. So now that's limited the damage for possibly a few turns at the very least. We can now start planning on what we're going to be doing. I want to hang on to this though. So that's creates X 2/2 white soldier creature tokens. Okay. We're not going to be needing that just yet. Although we can actually use murder. Destroys creature. And then we'll carry on with the relentless assault. Hopefully, the way this game's looking, it's going to go straight down to the wire. We're looking like for a really good game here. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. We'll just have to wait and see for a moment. While I'm just going to have another swig of the drink. So if I'm quiet for a moment, you'll know why. Oh, you cheeky bugger. You pinched my card. That's not fair. Okay. So it's 2 and then 3. Right, okay. I'll play this one. It's fine. Now we'll go to combat. Next. Swing. Hit. Do your worst. End turn. Thank you. What I could do with actually next turn, depending on what this card is that he's got in his hand, I could do again another land. So I can throw down some more soldier creatures, and then hopefully in the next turn I'll be able to swing. And we'll be in a good position actually. We may win this one. I'm not saying we will for definite, because it can change quite quickly. Because I don't really want to commit. I don't want to count the chickens until they're all hatched, or it ain't over until the opera lady sings. But it's looking promising, guys. It's looking promising, I must say. Oh, we'll just wait for our opponent. Ziggy Zig. So tell me what you want. What do you really want? Something tells me I think he's struggling. I don't think he's got much. Because plan A was essentially what he had to begin with. And because we destroyed all the creatures, it's wiped the slate clean. I like using that word, wipe the slate clean. It's not really left him with a plan B. Okay. You are struggling, I see. Please give me another land. No, that's not really what I'm after. But you know what? I'm going to have to play this. I've got to do it. So what we got? We've got 3, haven't we? That might be enough. Maybe enough. Yeah, auto pay. 3 tokens. Let's finish this one off. So hopefully this next turn he's not going to have a thing to play, and we can just swing in with everything, and that'll be game. Hopefully when he hurries up anytime soon would be nice. But of course, if you need thinking time, you think. Still thinking? Oh dear. Don't you just hate it when a plan doesn't go the way you expect it to? That's why you've got to have a plan B, a plan C and a plan D. And that's why you've just conceded, because you've just basically gone route 1 without a backup, and because I've been prepared for it, you've basically been slam dunked, mate. So, yeah, well, I never thought for 1 second that I'd win both matches on this video, but there we have it. Victory is ours. So, yeah, the next video that I will be doing, will be the surprise video. So if you want to see what I've got up my sleeve, you'll just have to stay tuned. One way you could do that is by subscribing to the channel VitalBuzzSolution and turning on your notifications. Also, you can follow my progress. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter as well, so that you can keep up to date with all the videos that are coming out as of when they are released. So, all I have left to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far, at very least, please leave a like. It goes a long way to helping the channel. Thank you so much if you've made it this far to watching the video, and I hope to see you again at some point in the future. Take care, guys, and keep buzzing.